Good day, everyone. I'm Rochelle E. Camas, and I will be continuing our presentation on project resource management. Developing the resource management plan and team charter 1 of 6 involves identifying and documenting project resources, rules, responsibilities, skills, and reporting relationships can be separated into a human resource management plan and a physical resource management plan. Contents include project organizational charts, responsibility assignment matrix, staffing management plan and resource histograms, and team charters. So, the resource management plan is the main document. It lays out how we will handle all the people and equipment needed for our project. Next is, this is a simple sample organizational chart. The chart clearly shows the hierarchy of the project team or who report to whom. This chart is vital because it ensures everyone knows their place in the team, who their boss is, and who they should report to when they complete their task. Next is, now that we know the team structure, this slide shows the step we take to define and decide the actual work. This flowchart shows the first step we follow to give out task. First, we figure out the requirements. Second, we decide how to do the work. Third, we break the work down into small pieces. And finally, we match the work to the right people in the team structure. Next is, after defining the work, we use the responsibility assignment matrix, or RAM, to clearly show who is doing which task. The RAM is a key chart that links the teams from the organizational chart to the task from the work breakdown structure. So, R is responsible means they are accountable for the outcome, and P, performing, means they are doing the work. So, ang purpose to clearly define which teams is responsible for which task. Next is, the RISI chart is a more detailed version of the RAM. The letters stand for are responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. The most important role here is A, accountable. This is the one person who is ultimately answerable if the task is going wrong. We use this chart to ensure there is no confusion and about who owns the final result. Next is sample resource histogram. This chart is the resource histogram. It visually shows how many people, like managers or programmers, are needed each month. Next is estimating activity resources. This step is about gauging how many people, equipment, and oras we need. We use expert advice, past project data, and software to make good estimate. So, bago tayo mag-assign, kailangan muna natin tansyahin kung gaano kadamong tawon kailangan. Next is acquiring resources. During the late 1990s, the IT job market became extremely competitive. Today, many organizations again face a shortage of IT staff regardless of the current job market. Acquiring qualified IT professional is critical. So, getting qualified IT staff is very hard because the job market is highly competitive. We need an excellent plan to hire the right people. Next is resource assignment. After developing resource requirements, project manager must work with other people in their organization to assign them to their project or to acquire additional human or physical resources needed for the project. Organizations that do a good job for staff acquisition have good staffing plans. It is very important to consider the needs of individuals and the organization when making recruiting and retention decisions. Here, we feel people have project. It's important to balance the need of the individual, their skills and availability with the needs of the company. Next is best practices. Best practice. Best practices can be applied to include the best places for people to work. Fortune magazine's lists the 100 best companies to work for in the United States every year, with Google taking the honors of the eighth time in 2017. Working Mothers magazine lists the best companies in the US for women based on benefits for working families. The Times Online provides the Sunday Times list of the 100 best companies to work for, a key benchmark against which UK companies can judge their performance as employers. We use industry standard and Fortune magazine 100 best companies to work for as a benchmark to ensure we are a great employer. Next is resource loading 102. Resource loading refers to the amount of individual resources an existing schedule requires during specific time periods. Helps project managers develop a general understanding of demands a project will make on the organization's resources and individual people's schedules. Over allocation means more resources than available are assigned to perform work at a given time. Ang resource loading ay tumutukoy hada mga tawo na ginahatag usa nga tawo. An overallocation ay nangahulugan nga they have too much work, more than they can do their time. Next is, Adyan chart ay nagpapakitahan overallocation. Makikita niyo ang pula nga bar, ibig sabihin, ang tawo nito ay naka-assign ng trabaho na gitawan ng 100% nga oras niya. So, overloaded na hiya. Next is resource labeling 102. Resource labeling is a technique for resolving resource conflicts by delaying tasks. Main purpose is to create a smoother distribution of resource usage. Benefits of resource labeling: when resources are used on a more constant basis, they require less management, may enable project managers to use a just-in-time inventory type of policy for using subcontractors or other expensive resources, results in fewer problems for project personnel and accounting department, and often improves morale. So, ang resource labeling ang solusyon na overallocation. Ito ang paraan para ayusan ang schedule ng himuon nga pantay-pantay ang workload. So, para maiwasan on overloading, magamit kita ang resource labeling. Ang layunin niya ay paupayon ang workload hapamamagitan han pag-adjust han schedule han mga hirimuon. Next is resource labeling tool 2. Look at this chart. The chart or the left has a high peak of workers. On the right, by delaying activity C, the demand for workers becomes a flat and steady line. Level 2. This is the goal of labeling. Next is developing the project team 1 of 2. The main goal of team development is to help people work together more effectively to improve project performance. It takes teamwork to successfully complete most projects. Tuckman model describes 5 stages of team development: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. So, the goal of developing the project team is to help people work better together. Next is developing the project team 2. Training. Project manager often recommend that people take specific training courses to improve individual and team development, team building activities, physical challenges, psychological preparedness indicator tools. To move the team through those stages, we use training, team building activities, and psychological tools to improve skills and relationships. Next is the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, popular tool for determining personality preference and helping teammates understand each other 4 dimensions: extrovert, introvert, sensation, institution, thinking, feeling, judgment, perception, intuitive, intuitive, thinking types are, attracted to technology fields. The Myers-Briggs Type Indicator is a famous tool to understand personality differences. It helps us understand the communication style of our team members. Next is the social styles profile. People are perceived as behaving primarily in one of the 4 zones based on their assertiveness and responsiveness. So, the social style profile organizes people into four styles: driver, expressive, analytical, amiable. This helps us know the best way to interact with each person. Next is taste profile. So, the desk profile is another tool that highlights a person's typical behavior at work. It shows if they are highly dominant of they are repair compliance. Next is reward and recognition system. Team-based rewards and recognition system can promote teamwork, focus on rewarding teams for achieving specific goals. If management rewards teamwork, they will promote or reinforce the philosophy that people work more effectively in teams. Project manager most must continually assess their team performance when they find areas in which individuals or the entire team can improve. It's their job to find the best way to develop their people and improve performance. So, we use reward and recognition to promote teamwork. When teams are rewarded for success, it improves morale and overall performance. Next is managing the project team. Project manager must load their teams in performing various project activities after assessing team performance and related information. The project manager must make several decisions: changes to be requested, corrective to preventive actions, and updates needed. So, ang project manager, dapat iya permi nag-check ang performance team. Base nga di, maghihimo iyahan desisyon para mag-request and changes or maghihimo ang corrective preventive action. Next is tools and techniques for managing project teams 1 of 2. Several tools and techniques are available to assist in managing project teams: interpersonal and team skills, project management information system, and conflict management. So, to manage teams, we rely on interpersonal skills, how to talk to people, project management software, and conflict management techniques. Next is tool and techniques for managing project teams. 4. Handling moods, confrontation, directly face on conflict using a problem solving approach, compromise use a give and take approach, smoothing de-emphasize areas of difference and emphasize areas of agreement, parsing win-loss approach, withdrawal retreat or withdraw from an actual or potential disagreement, and collaborating decision makers incorporate different viewpoints and insights to develop consensus and commitment. So, this lists 5 ways to handle conflict: confrontation, direct problem solving, compromise, give and take, smoothing, focus on agreement, enforcing, win loss, and collaborating, finding a full solution together. Next is tools and techniques for managing project teams. 4. These metrics help choose the right mode based on the importance of the task and the importance of the relationship. Collaborating is used for high importance on both. Next is tool and techniques for managing project teams. 4. Conflict can be good. Conflict often produces important results, such as new ideas, better alternatives, and motivation to work harder and more collaboratively. Groupthink, conformance to the values or ethical standard of a group can develop where there are no conflicting viewpoints. Research suggests that task-related conflict often improves team performance, but emotional conflict often reverses team performance. So, conflict can be good because it brings new ideas and better alternatives. However, manager must avoid groupthink and remember that task-related conflict is helpful, but emotional conflict is harmful. Remember that conflict can be a good thing because it brings new ideas and better decisions. We must ensure the conflict stays task-related, good, and doesn't become emotional bad. So next is general advice on managing teams, one of two. So to avoid failure, we must avoid the 5 dysfunction of team. These are absence of trust, fear of conflict, lack of commitment, and avoidance of accountability, and last is inattention to results. Next is general advice on managing team, 2 of 2. General advice: be patient and kind with your team. Fix the problem instead of blaming people. Establish regular, effective meetings. Allow team for teams to go through the basic team building stages. Limit the size of work teams to 3 to 7 members. Plan some social activities to help project team members and other stakeholders get to know each other better. Stress team identity. Nurture team members and encourage them to help each other. Acknowledge individual and group accomplishment, and take additional action to work with virtual team members. Next is controlling resources. Ensuring physical resources assigned to the project are available as planned also involves monitoring the planned versus actual resources utilization and taking corrective action as needed. So, this is final step is about making sure equipment is available and tracking the plant versus actual use of resource so we can correct any issues. Next, using software to assess and resource management. Software can help in producing a simple responsibility assignment matrix or resource histogram. Software includes several features related to human resource management, assigning and tracking resources, labeling resources, and resource usage reports, overallocated resource report, and to-do list. So, dako ang buligan software. Para iya mag-assign yan mag-track ang resources, nakakapag-generate liwatiyahan report tungkol ha resource usage and over allocation. Next is considerations, agile, adaptive, or environments. Teams are important on all types of project as collaboration, problem solving, and knowledge sharing. On agile project teams, members are usually fully dedicated to a single team. Relationships are based on trust and collaboration is continuously improved using regular feedback. In agile projects, team members are usually fully dedicated to relationship, are built on trust and collaboration is constantly improved using feedback. Chapter summary. Project resource management includes the process required to make the most effective use of the people involved with the project, planning resources, estimating activity resources, acquiring resources, developing the team, managing the team, and controlling resources. In summary, project resource management is about making the most effective use of people through six-step planning. Archeton planning, estimating, acquiring, development, managing, and control resources. That's all. Thank you.